Wait, wait. Mary, where you at? Working? Yeah? I hope so. Okay. My bad. Hi. Is my headphones connected to this or not? Wait, let me connect my headphones. Is it good? Like, is it headphones connected good? Hi guys. Hi AJ, Dominique, Nordia. What's up, y'all? The energy. Hey, Zen. Okay, you hear me? Great. You got connected to another one. So how are you? I hope you guys are doing well. It's been busy for me. It's been busy. Oh, it's been very busy. If you are not a subscriber to my Patreon, go ahead and check me out at Novi's Notes on Patreon. I haven't posted in like 3 weeks or so, or 4 weeks maybe, but this is the longest I haven't posted right now. It's just because I've been really, really busy. It's my Jupiter return year. I'm in my 12th house perfection year, so it's a lot of stuff happening. Thank you so much for the compliments at the BET Awards. I'm super grateful. Too much on other people's opinions. I rely too much on other people's feedback. And I gotta like get out of that. I have to get out of needing someone else to validate my ideas or my thoughts, right? That's like a really big thing for me, especially like I feel a lot of times I can't do things by myself. And it's weird because I do a lot of things by myself. You know what I'm saying? I do a lot of things by myself, but it's hard for me to still do things alone. It's hard for me to make decisions on my own without like even calling my mom and running an idea by her, or my partner running an idea by him about what I should be doing. And that's very Libra South Node. That's very South Node in the 7th house. That's very South Node with Venus. Is like, well, what do you think about my idea? How do you feel about it? Instead of just going, what the fuck I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And that is what my North Node is about. My North Node is in Aries. And so I'm supposed to do things that inspire me, that I'm motivated by. I should be doing things alone. I should be doing things on my own. I need to be making sure I carve out my identity, not based on other people's feedback or what they think. You know what I'm saying? So it gets really, because it's my comfort zone. My comfort zone is to ask for feedback from somebody. And especially when it comes to my fashion and how I look and things like that. In my head, I'm always like, well, I need to collaborate with a brand, or I need to be, picked up by so-and-so. And let me tell you guys, it's been the hardest journey finding someone who understands my style, how I dress, how I like to look, all of those other things. And it's hard to find that synergy, but that's because my Venus is retrograde, conjunct Pluto. I'm supposed to do a lot of things by myself. I'm supposed to formulate my own identity when it comes to fashion, when it comes to how I look, when it comes to how I speak, how I express myself, and all of those things. So let me just tell y'all, it's a thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole thing, like it's a whole journey. But let me read some of these comments real quick, because I don't want to get too far into this talk without acknowledging everybody. Hey Patrice, Megan, hi Bliss Energy, Dempsey. I just started watching Sisters, and ma'am, your Cancer rising is screaming through Serena, and I honestly hate how much you remind me of myself, Cancer sun. Yo, and mind you, Sabrina's chart is Capricorn rising, Cancer sun, Pisces moon. That's what her chart is. Okay. Just started following you. Don't watch the show, but girl, I love your channel. Thank you so much. I was about to say Libra. You have the same Libra stellium, bro. I had a psychosis after going too deep into astrology and spirituality plus a breakup. No, I hear you. You got to keep your head above water. The spirituality thing is amazing, but remember, it's still Neptune energy, and Neptune can get you lost. It can make you very delusional and unrealistic when we still live in the earth plane. We still live in a very mundane atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to use magic and spirituality as tools to help us guide through. Do you see what I'm saying? We're not supposed to just use it as our end all be all. You cannot leave everything in God's hands. That's why God gave us toes and fingers and arms and legs and a mouth to speak out of. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to use all those tools. So I totally get it. There's a lot of people who's too lost in the sauce. And it does fuck with you because you're like, why does everybody else not get it? It's not their time to get it, you know? Yeah, taking a break from spirit, taking a break from any part of your life that's overworked is always good. I feel like everyone I know is in a transitioning period. Is there something dark going on with the planets? Well, we have the South Node in Scorpio transiting right now. So, you hear what I'm saying? How can I cleanse myself? I feel my mom in the abs vibe. I don't know what abs means. I think that's an acronym for something, but I don't know. You would have to see what it is for yourself. Water therapy helps a lot. Journaling, cleansing, fire rituals, wind rituals. You know, working with the elements really helps. Okay, so same North Node Aries in the 11th at a Gemini degree. You hear what I'm saying, Sierra? See, Sabrina's chart is Capricorn rising, Cancer, Sun, Pisces, Moon. I just found out about retrograde plans because of you, so I checked. I have, okay, Jupiter retrograde, 3rd house in Aries. How does that play out? Okay, so let's talk about Jupiter retrograde. Is very interesting. Jupiter retrograde is similar to Jupiter in, Virgo, or Jupiter, unless it's Jupiter. Let me say this. If you have a retrograde planet in a detriment sign, it operates like a direct planet, okay? So Venus belongs to Taurus. But if Venus is in Scorpio, that's already a detriment. However, if you have Venus retrograde in Scorpio, it's like a plus, okay? It's actually a plus, all right? That's how it works. But Jupiter retrograde is going to make you take back, retrace, redo, reevaluate, reassess, re-edit, review. It's all the re-words, okay? All the redoing, reminding, rewinding. It's going a lot of backwards motion, going back so you can come forward. So now this can mean quite a few things. The 3rd house represents our aunts, uncles, and our siblings. So when it comes to relationships with siblings, this could already be on shaky ground, okay? It depends on what aspects there are to Jupiter. All right? It depends on the aspects. If there are a lot of adverse aspects, meaning a lot of even conjunctions, squares, semi-squares, sesquiquadrants, quincunxes to this planet, it's going to not give you the best relationship with your siblings, okay? It's not going to give you the best. Anything in the 3rd house that is not necessarily a nice, gooey, supportive planet, Saturn, Mars, Pluto, even Neptune, Uranus, South Node can cause a lot of disruption with the sibling, all right? Now, this might not be your interpersonal relationship. This could also be the things that your sibling has gone through. So Jupiter retrograde in the 3rd house. First, the 3rd house is the lower mind, all right? It impacts your psychology. So people with moon in the 3rd house could have a lot of psychological depression, anxiety, things of that nature. Even people with Gemini moon, stuff like that, because your thoughts are always erratic. You don't have a stable place to be in, okay? And so Jupiter here could give you, and the 3rd house deals with early education. So there could have been some type of reversal when it comes to your early education. It could be something such as maybe you started doing sports at a young age. You do some kind of gymnastics, some kind of track or running, because Aries is about fast action, okay? But then maybe you had an injury early on where now it does not allow you to do this anymore. This can also happen when you're in college, okay? Because let's say you go to school for a scholarship, all right, on sports or whatever the case may be, and now all of a sudden there's a reversal in that. So with Jupiter here in this 3rd house in the lower mind, it makes it hard for you to believe anything. Okay? It makes it very difficult for you to perhaps have faith because Jupiter deals a lot with faith, the ability to expand. Jupiter also deals with your resources, your finances, right? So in the third house in Aries, first of all, you have a very quick, sharp mind, okay? Aries in the third house is, even if you don't say it out loud, you question people a lot. You know what I'm saying? You question people a lot. Like, the fuck do you believe? Are you sure this is the right thing for you to you question everybody. Jupiter in the third retrograde Aries, it is hard for you to maybe connect with spirituality, church, okay? It's hard for you to believe your pastors, your gurus. You can have a lot of issues with trusting people and their ideas, okay? Because Jupiter is all about expanding, really big, make you really big. Retrograde means that perhaps, if you believe in, you know, past lives, perhaps you were like, you could have been in a cult, okay? This could give cult stuff. This could give using your knowledge in a very unintegral way. So you could have been a person who had a lot of advice, wisdom, and things to give out, but it's retrograde, meaning that you have to redo that. All right? That means there is going to be a lot of questioning your faith in this lifetime. Also, Jupiter retrograde here could give you issues with traveling in general. Car issues, okay? This is also the third house. The third house has to do with transporting. The third and the ninth house is transporting, going from one place to another. The third house is short trips. Like, I'm going to the bodega down the street. I'm going to the grocery store. I'm going to my best friend's house. I'm going to my neighbor's house next door. That's the third house. The ninth house is, oh, I'm getting on a plane and I'm planning something and I'm going all the way over there. I'm going somewhere that's at least 5 hours, 6 hours away. That's the ninth house. So there is issues in these houses because anything that's in one house directly impacts the house right across from it. They go together. It's like the same pillow, different sides. I always say that. Okay? So now, with that Jupiter retrograde there, this can cause issues with your teachers in school. Okay? Because remember, the third house is about early education. So there could have been issues with connecting with teachers, even understanding something. The third house also can deal with writing and just kind of taking in information. So these people can develop dyslexia. They can develop some type of reading disorder or like learning disorder where it's hard for you to take in information. It's hard for you to keep that information in there. That's also if the third house, let's say your third house is in Aries, like you have it, and your Mars is retrograde. This causes the same type of issues. You have to look at your house and to see if that planet is impacted. That's how you'll know what's happening. Now, this is not a negative thing, okay? This is something that you're going to work through and develop. And I'm pretty sure you have aspects to your Mercury. I'm pretty sure you have something going on in your Gemini house because it all just becomes reinforced, the same story. So the third house there as well. This can make you, it depends on what the aspects are in there. I don't think you have an issue with this, but like Neptune was in there, you have an issue telling the truth, okay? Being honest is not really your thing. Now, Jupiter third house retrograde in Aries, you might be too honest. And I know you don't want to hear that. And this is coming from a Scorpio stellium, honey. I don't do the bullshit. Like, I don't do it. But I have noticed when you are too honest, you could shoot yourself in the foot. Okay? Because the thing is, people want to hear what they want to hear. They don't want to hear what you got to tell them. Those are two different things. Even with astrology, y'all are coming to me because you're coming here to hear what you want to hear. You're not coming here because you want all the information I'm talking about. You want Jupiter retrograde in the third house. That's what I want. Right? I'm going to definitely talk about synastry. And when you're too honest, it can cause a lot of disruptions, okay, even in your lower mind, feeling like you can't really connect with people. All right? That is really hard. And it's hard for you to maybe have long-term friendships. You can have a lot of fights and arguments over your belief systems with your friends. And sometimes you just need to have friends for going out, for going on vacation. You don't need to see Jupiter retrograde can make you very, very, very dogmatic. Very, well, this is what I believe and you don't fucking believe this, then we're no longer friends. You hear what I'm saying? And that is very fatalistic. That's very unrealistic. Jupiter retrograde, third house. First of all, you have Aries in the third house. You have to appreciate everyone for their individual identity and how they think on their own. But because you have Libra in the ninth house, you feel like you can only deeply connect with people in an intimate way if they believe the things that you believe. Now, I need to look at the rest of your chart, but wherever Libra is, that's where we want to connect with people. That's where we really want to be best friends. Do you hear what I'm saying? And if Libra is in your ninth house, that's where Venus is. Venus is ruling your ninth house. That's where you feel the most support, the most appreciation is if somebody backs up your thoughts. All right? Simple as that. And so a lot of, because you have Aries in the third, Pisces in the second, you have Aquarius rising, baby, I'm sure that Jupiter retrograde is aspecting your rising, and you're just like, well, you don't believe what I believe, and we're never going to make it as a society, and the humanitarian issues, you're already in Aquarius rising, so you already think outside of the box, you're already non-traditional, you're already very rough. Aquarius, I have Mars in Aquarius. When I was younger, I was very rough about my ideals. I was very extreme, and put on top of that all that Scorpio energy. You hear what I'm saying? Put all that. It's like it's either my way or the highway, or you believe what I believe, or we. But that is insecurity. That is supreme insecurity, because when that's ego, pride stuff. When you feel like you need someone to believe and back up everything you say, that's because you don't have faith in what you're saying yourself, or you're not willing to stand on all your 10 toes without another 10 toes next to you. You hear what I'm saying? So when it comes for Jupiter here, you're going to have a lot of very important conversations on the phone, via text message, via email, in your car, as you're transporting, getting on the bus, going from one place to another. Some of your most life-changing conversations are going to come from meeting random individuals while you're going to the store or something like that. And that person's going to blow your mind. They're going to be short Aries, third house, short gems are going to be dropped into your life where you're going to be questioning your own fucking thoughts and your own beliefs and why you think this way and why do other people. It's just going to become a thing. So what's really exciting about this placement is you're always reconstructing what you think and what you feel. You're always reconstructing it. So I hope this gives you a little bit of freedom to know that you're allowed to change your mind. You hear what I'm saying? You're allowed to change you're an Aries, you're an Aquarius rising, so you feel like society, you have to sacrifice yourself for society, and the community comes first. It fucking sucks having 11th house Aquarius placements, Uranus placements sometimes, because you literally will never, how can you create a society, a community that supports individuals if you don't really listen to the individual? You hear what I'm saying? So it doesn't make any sense at all. And that's the cool thing with Jupiter retrograde now. Jupiter is about to it's in Aries. You hear what I'm saying? Jupiter's in Aries. So you're getting a taste of this now. It's interesting because Jupiter will go back into Pisces at the end of the year for a month and a half. You hear what I'm saying? But right now Jupiter's in Aries. So you're open to these conversations now because Jupiter's direct. So right now your third house is fucking inflamed. You're having so many conversations that are blowing your mind. You're like, yo, okay, maybe what I believe is not what I should be believing. The third house, you're supposed to ask a bunch of questions. That's what's supposed to happen when you're in the third house. The third house is about staying objective. It's not about being like, this is what I know and this is it. All right? So that's a little bit about your Jupiter. Let me go back to another person. All right. Woo. Y'all really, I love all these questions. Okay. The part of fortune is, I don't know KJ's placements. I got to get them from her. The part of fortune is basically like a secret doorway. I have part of fortune in Capricorn in the 7th house. And when I tell people how to be more structured or be more serious or committed in relationships, or how when I tell people how to move their business, I'm always going to get supported. I'm always going to get supported about that. Any Capricorn I meet at 20 degrees is going to love the shit out of me. Anybody with 20-degree planet in an earth sign is going to love the shit out of me because I'm out there part of fortune. Even water sign at 20 degrees is really going to love me. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who has an air or water sign, air or fire sign at that degree is going to go either way. All right, Neptune is conjunct your Pisces ascendant right now, and it's stressful when Neptune is conjunct your Pisces ascendant, because honestly, you shouldn't even believe your own shit right now. If Neptune is on your ascendant right now, you need to take your own shit with a grain of salt, okay? And Neptune won't be there for 14 years, baby. This is the thing. When Neptune is in your first house, you don't see yourself clearly and people cannot see you clearly. So therefore your communication with people is not very clear. Okay? You have to move in a spiritual sense. Like your body, you need to move with spirituality in mind, and you need to start allowing life to show you where you need to be. This is why you need to be very careful if you have Neptune on your ascendant. Drugs, alcohol, not for you. It is not for you. This is a time when you need a lot of meditation, a lot of, working with water, working with the elements. You need a lot of peace, a lot of isolation. You need a lot of time to yourself. Because you have Neptune in Capricorn or Neptune in the first house, you're going to feel like people don't respect you. You're going to feel like people don't see you, but that's because you're not using your Neptunian energy. I can't even imagine what it's like when you have Neptune and you have a bunch of Saturn aspects because you think that you're supposed to be there and be on time. And Neptune is going to go with the flow, because I promise you, if you try to push life too hard with Neptune in the first house right now, it's going to make it a shit show for you. You're going to miss your bus. Your car's going to get fucked up. You're going to miss the interview. You're going to oversleep. Things like this are going to happen to you because you're not letting yourself be in tune with nature, with spirit, with the body. And so when you try to overly control things with Neptune in the first house, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. And Neptune is the artist. So if you're not embodying the spiritualist, the artist, the yogi, the meditator, I volunteer. Like when you have Neptune in the first house, you need to volunteer. You need to volunteer your information. You need to volunteer your time so you can actually feel useful instead of trying to find people to save that are not worth saving. All right?
I'm the only black dude.
Of course you are.
I haven't done that in a while. What y'all talking about?
I'm talking about, okay.
This on Instagram?
No, I'm on YouTube.
You on YouTube? Oh, okay. So it's 86 people in here right now?
Yeah.
How y'all doing, YouTube? So my name is Malcolm.
Subscribing to them.
Like and subscribe.
Okay, bye, boo.
Nah, man.
I'm talking to my people. I haven't gone on live in a long time.
So you want you to do it while I'm right here?
You were busy.
I'm handsome, y'all. So look, my Instagram is my friend Malcolm.
Bye, boo.
No, man, shameless plug. Fuck that. I'm cute. Y'all can follow me and everything. Subscribe to my fiance, y'all. She also has a show called Conversations and Constellations. All right. Have a good day, y'all. Thank you for watching. That's my YouTube voice. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe.
Okay, so let me get back to this talk. So, I don't feel the effects of my Jupiter return. Okay, great. I'll be done in like 10 minutes.
A real 10 minutes?
Like a real 10 minutes. It also depends on where your Jupiter is placed in the aspects, okay? That's very important. How do transits play out in intercepted signs? I have lots of them intercepted Taurus in the 12th. Oh, it's going to make that house like more like packed. You ever been in a car that's too crowded? You know what I'm saying? That's what it feels like. It feels like there's a lot going on. But the thing about interceptions is you have to use the sign that's on the outside, the non-intercepted sign, to get to the interception. So let's say you have Aries intercepted, okay, in the 3rd house. Instead of being so direct in your speech, you have to use more Pisces energy, which is being more poetic and abstract Perhaps you can't just see, you have Aries in the 3rd house intersected. Directness and bluntness is not gonna work for you. Yes, please go ahead and like my video. Thank you. If you haven't already liked this video, I would have liked it again just for the Malcolm interruption. I don't know what 3 MCs means. Seashell. I don't know what 3 MCs means. You already know my man has a Leo moon. You already know. He got a whole Leo moon, honey. Okay. So it won't work if you're going to be Aries type. So for me, I have Libra in the 5th house. All right. But I have Scorpio intercepted in there. And my stellium is intercepted in that goddamn Scorpio. I have to use my Libra energy. I have to use my ability to connect with people, to be charming, be well dressed. I have to use my image. I have to use my likability, my relatability prior to me getting to the Scorpio. Do you hear what I'm trying to say? So the reason why, and that's why it's funny because I just met a Scorpio who was born 5 days before me, but they have a Pisces rising. They said, you are one of the most outgoing Scorpios I have ever met. And I said, yeah, but that's because of my placements. You know what I'm saying? That's because of where my placements. I have a Libra South Node. So that's automatically going to make me a Scorpio that's going to talk more to people. Automatically. If you have a South Node in a air house, automatically you're going to talk to more people. But I have to use my Libra. So no one is, for me, what I've learned is keep it light, keep it relatable, and then hit them with a little dark humor, a little darkness in there. That's why I can do astrology the way that I can do it. I can sit up here and say, listen, my Neptune people, you can't be doing them drugs and shit like that. I'm telling you, that shit gonna take you the fuck out. I can do that because I'm giving you Libra energy. I'm giving, girl, you're not by yourself, honey. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But if I went straight to the Scorpio and if I was just serious like this, if I was very Scorpionic and I said, you know what? Life is really fucking serious and you just can't do anything that you want to do. Y'all would not fuck with me. Do you hear what I'm saying? Y'all would be like, okay, this chick is too motherfucking serious. But I can talk about death. I can talk about sexual disease with you guys. I can talk about mental illness. I can talk about alcohol use. I can talk about all the fucked up shit, Scorpio. But if I keep it in a more relatable way, or how it can show up in a relationship, or how it plays out in your love life, or how you show up to, if I do it in a Libra type way, you guys are going to digest the information much more easily. Every time I come on here, I get compliments on my skin, I get compliments on my hair, I get compliments on, I'm using my Venus energy. I'm using my Venus to get to the Scorpio. And now, mind you, my Scorpio is still in the 5th house, which I have to use Leo energy, performance, animation, making y'all laugh. Leo also rules my 3rd house. So if I'm not using any jokes, or if I'm not doing my storytelling thing where I'm putting in all the pieces together for you, and then you guys are not going to see what I'm trying to say. All right. So that's what it is about interceptions. The interception, you got to use it as the front door. So if you have Capricorn intercepted, you need to use your Sagittarius energy if you really want people to take you serious. If she has 3 planets in the midheaven, that means she'll be very public. That's one thing that she'll mean. And she'll be very focused on her career. That's what it means. Okay? She'll have a lot of energy out there. All right? Scorpio moon 3rd house. It's only hard because you make it hard. Because the 3rd house is your mind. And your moon is there, meaning your emotions and your fears. Are you operating out of fear? Or are you operating out of realistic things that are happening? You have Taurus in the 9th. Are you being realistic? Are you actually looking at what's happening? Or are you just making up shit in your mind? Scorpio moon 3rd house. Okay? This is why anybody with Scorpio, I mean everybody, but anybody with, especially honey child, baby Jesus, Scorpio moon and 8th house moon, you need to be in therapy. Because a lot of the times, the shit you're creating for yourself that you're continuing to recreate, because the thing is, you're living off of past trauma. That's what's happening with Scorpio moon. Something happened to you in your early childhood, okay? Moon in the 3rd house. Something happened in your early childhood that causes a perpetual state of fear. And this is, as a Scorpio stellium, telling you this. It's hard for us to let go of shit that hurt us. So that's why when you find a Scorpio who's willing to be shamanic and wants to heal themselves, they are so powerful because they're not letting their fears run them anymore. Okay? Especially if you're a person of color or a woman. The world has inundated you with these stories and these fables that are not true. And so you have to do a lot of reworking your mind. This is, if you have the moon in the 3rd house, Scorpio, you need to be journaling, writing things down, and you need to fucking look at what you wrote on the paper, because the type of shit a Scorpio moon is going to write on the paper is, this friend is going to fuck me over, my whole life is going to be over, and my aunt hates me and she's trying to kill me, and da-da. And don't get me wrong, sometimes this can be true. Because Scorpio in the 3rd house, you definitely got to watch out with who you're hanging out with every day. And you got to watch what kind of thoughts you're sharing with people. Because you can scare people very easily with Scorpio in the 3rd house, okay? But that's because you're living out of fear mind state. You're living out of a powerlessness. The information, 3rd house, that you're receiving impacts your moon, your emotions, into Scorpio feeling disempowered or feeling empowered. And this is why if you have 3rd house placements, Gemini placements, Scorpio placements, 8th house placements, you cannot just listen to any music. You cannot just listen to anything. You cannot just watch any TV show. You are not built for that. Until you have controlled your own fears, until you're able to identify, this is me in a paranoia triggered reactive state of mind, to this is the actual truth of what's happening. The 9th house is the actual truth. And don't get me wrong, there's a billion, I'm almost done, there's a billion freaking realities out there. There are people getting murdered and tortured and hurt every single day. This is happening. And this is why when you're tapped in, when you have Scorpio energy, Pisces energy, you're tapped into everybody else's reality. Even Cancer energy, any of the water signs, you're tapped into other people's emotions and reality. But what you have to realize is you can only control your emotions. You can only control how you feel about life. You cannot control other people. That's the thing that's with water houses. Water houses, I'm a Cancer rising. I want everybody to feel good. I want everybody to, my moon is in the 11th house, to realize their dreams and go after their goals. But that is not everyone's reality. And that's the thing that you have to make peace with. You have to start realizing, oh, are these emotions that I'm feeling my emotions? I would highly recommend you take a week of journaling just to see if what you felt and what happened, if they're actually in alignment. That's what will show you the true test of what your reality is. Okay? Because somebody can always hurt you. Somebody can always leave you and abandon you. You know, water signs, we have huge abandonment issues. Being emotionally abandoned is a big thing for us. So it's just very, very important for you to get into therapy. Like, find whatever kind of therapy works for you. Use astrology as your therapy. Get a real therapist. Like, whatever you got to do. But you need to find somebody who can help you eliminate Scorpio, eliminate toxic fears that are controlling your everyday moves. And don't get me wrong, if you have an 8th house issues, you know, a lot of the times when it comes to Scorpio energy, we have been, you know, molested, sexually taken advantage of, raped, beat up, abused, abandoned. Like, shit be going down with Scorpio energy. So I don't want to sit here and be like, everything you've gone through is bullshit. It's not. However, you continuing to live off of that is you living out of a trauma reactive state of mind instead of actually being present and looking at the reality that you have today, instead of honoring the pain that you went through and realizing that pain transformed you into a more powerful being, you're letting that pain dictate your entire life. You hear what I'm saying? And you can have an empty 8th house, but you just got to see where that planet is. So if the 8th house is representative, if you have Cancer or Leo in that house, I'm talking to you. Okay? Because that's the sun and the moon. Those are 2 of the most impactful planets. All right. Scorpio, stellium, 7th house, Venus, Mars, and Pluto's Scorpio. Yeah, it can be positive if you know how to let go of shit when it's dead. It can be very positive if you're willing to let go of things. But, you know, fixed signs, we have an issue with letting go. We have an issue with not letting things move on, not letting things die out, not letting things peace out, or like having it's, you know, it did what it did already. It did everything that it needed to do. Now you can leave. And that's the thing about love. I need you guys to understand, just because you've been in love one time doesn't mean you'll never not be in love again. It's just a different type of love you're looking for. Right? So when you're breaking up with somebody or whatever the case may be, some of y'all act very fatalistic, like your life is completely over because it failed with this one person, instead of seeing it as a win. Every relationship is a win. Every single relationship, even the ones that are fucked up, is a win, because it gives you self-awareness. It gives you the ability to change your mind, to change your standards, to enforce your boundaries. It gives you the ability to see yourself clearly and to see other people clearly, instead of trying to impose an image onto them. You know what I'm saying? Accept people for who they are, especially yourself. So that's it. I hope some of this helped. I'm about to get out of here and spend time with the family. I like that. The information you're receiving, a 3rd house expression. Yes. Aquarius intercepted in the 1st house, and I find it harder to access if I don't tap into your authority. I've been dressing like a Capricorn, but having a little bit of Aquarius hints in there is great. When am I coming to London? I was just there. I got to come back. I love you guys too. Thank you so much. I'm glad this helped. I'm going to start doing it again. Oh man, I'm gonna have to do a whole video on Saturn return for Pisces, because it's coming up. So I'll do it, okay? Yes, turn your notifications on. Thank you guys for joining me here. I don't think I'm gonna save this video because I feel like it was all over the place. I just kind of want to check in with y'all. Sometimes I come on here and I just talk to you guys and then I'm peaced out. But I'm gonna do a Saturn and Pisces video, right? Like I should totally do that, because my partner is gonna have it transiting his 7th house. And Saturn again is about commitment. It's about commitment. So it's about, what are you really committed to? I'm super grateful for you guys. Thank you so much. Go ahead and join my Patreon, Novi's Notes, and I will see you guys later.